So they're calling it an unprecedented partnership. Eric Schmitt, who is the Attorney General in the state of Missouri, announcing his office will lend power to federal prosecutors on trying those who commit violent acts while out rioting. And Mr. Schmitt joins us right now. I know, as the video on the screen depicts, there's been a fair amount of violence in the state of Missouri here over the last few days, especially in St. Louis, which maybe we can talk about in some detail in a moment. But this partnership with you and the U.S. Attorney's offices, what's that all about? Is that unique compared to what other states are doing? Maybe a model for what we might see in terms of how crimes like this are prosecuted? Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's an unprecedented cooperation and partnership we have with the U.S. Attorney's Office, both in the St. Louis side and on the Kansas City side, the eastern and the western districts. And we've been working with them already in an unprecedented fashion in prosecuting violent crime in those areas as well. And so we announced that through that partnership, we're going to work together to prosecute those who are rioting and who are looting and really terrorizing our communities. And we saw that play out in St. Louis last night, where you had 4 police officers who were shot. You had firefighters who were being assaulted as they were responding to small businesses being torn down, businesses that serve those communities and serve those communities for a very long time. You had a retired St. Louis police officer shot and killed, live streamed on Facebook. You know, people celebrating. I mean, it was out of control. It's completely unacceptable. And so I think it's going to take that kind of cooperation between federal and state prosecutors to bring these folks to justice.
What do we know about that case involving the 4 police officers so far?
Yeah, last night was really a chaotic scene as you saw it play out across the country. But in St. Louis, you had police officers who were being shot at. You had a highway patrolman actually and a stray bullet hit his helmet. But you had 4 police officers who were shot. You had the one fatality from an individual retired police officer who was defending property. You had these, roving groups of people who were causing mayhem and were hell-bent on destroying property and also, trying to kill police officers. And so it's completely unacceptable in a civilized society that that's happening, and we want to put a stop to it.
On those roving groups of people, as you refer to them, do you have a percentage or any idea about how many are from the state of Missouri versus are coming in and crossing state lines to commit these crimes? Any idea of that yet?
Yeah, you had well over a few hundred last night that were participating in this. We also, and when we announced that partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office, we announced 2 arrests already of people coming from other places, instructing people how to build bombs and attack police officers and critical installations. And so it's a mix, but we want to send a message loud and clear as federal and state prosecutors that if you come to Missouri, if you are bent on doing violence, destruction, rioting, looting, we're going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
So if I understand it correctly, what really you normally might, or a person in your position in a state and a federal prosecutor, there might be a little back and forth, maybe a fight over who has jurisdiction, and you're trying to take that away. That's what this will do if it works, this partnership.
Yeah. Right. This is a level of cooperation that, again, is unprecedented, and we feel it's necessary. We've built those relationships, and now is the time to utilize those relationships to protect the public. My job as Attorney General is to protect all 6 million Missourians. This is a high-stress time. You have police officers being shot at, businesses being burned, and we think it's appropriate, again, to display that kind of prosecutorial might in a united way to bring these people to justice.
Okay, we'll continue to watch your state and so many others as the situation develops. Eric Schmitt's the Attorney General in the state of Missouri. Thank you, sir. Melissa.